months and in the coming years. The history of the Mexica movement has been, first, of disseminating the truth of our 50,000-year history on this continent, which is more than the less than 4,000 years that Germans have been in Europe, and the less than 3,000 years that the Slavic nations have been in Europe. Our true positive Tezcatlipoca history is unknown to our people. This is something very serious, something very seriously wrong with us that we don't know our own history. We were a people of cities, civilizations, and great accomplishments that are older than anything found in Europe or Egypt or India or China. Again, this is something that most of our people don't know. Throughout this whole continent, that we're one people, that we have these ancient civilizations, that we were a people of cities in our majority, that the tribal areas were the smaller areas of our people. We are a people that had more and bigger cities than Europe in 1492. We are a people of genius, a scientific people, astronomers, doctors, mathematicians, writers, architects, artists, and so much more. That's who we were before 1492. Today we can't say the same thing, can we? We have a few doctors, a few architects, but that's not what we're known for. But that was what we were known for before 1492. That we were very creative people, that we were people of cities, clean cities, of astronomers and writers and great art. Our people don't know of any of this. But they also do not know that the majority of our people were living in magnificent cities that made great contributions to the world with our cuisine, which most of the world knows about our cuisine today. That's something that has lasted till today. But most people don't know about our calendar system, which is a calendar more accurate than the one we use today. We also have all these great buildings, the largest so-called pyramids in the world. The two largest ones are in what is called Mexico and Guatemala. And we have a lot of other architecture that still can be seen in the ruins. And we had our own laws, and we had great literature. One of the things that Europeans like to say, white supremacist Europeans like to say is, well, you didn't have borders, you guys didn't have laws, you didn't have anything to keep us from owning the land, because you guys didn't believe in owning land. That's all convenient for them to say. But we did actually believe in owning land. We owned it collectively, and we did have laws. Mexica movement is working to make sure that all of our people know of our great civilizations, our ancient cities, and our great accomplishments. We also want our people to know that we were not defeated by a European superior race, and not by horses or guns, but by Europeans using smallpox as a weapon of mass extermination of our people. The killings of 95% of our people, killing 100 million of our people throughout our continent, was the most savage of the crimes of the Europeans, more savage than destroying our cities and civilizations, more savage than burning our libraries, destroying our schools and universities. The truth is that they killed their people in a cowardly, savage, and inhumane way. All of this accomplishments, all of this history of crimes of Europeans on our people, it's something that's absent from our deemed human on this planet. We don't know any of this, and it's all intentional. We're supposed to be ignorant. Mexica movement teaches that we are Tezcatlipoca, the indigenous people of this continent, which is the truth of who we are. Tezcatlipoca includes the full blood and the mixed blood, the light and the dark, the ones of the north from Alaska to the ones of the south in what is called Chile and Argentina. We are all one people, one race, one nation. We teach our people that we are not any of the European imposed false labels of Indians. Indians are the people of India. Red people. Where did they get this red people from? But then again, why do Europeans call But they also call us Hispanic and Latino, which are just European labels, or raza, mestizo, and now a new genocidal term, Latinx. That's a new one. They always figure out more and more ways to take away from our identity. These are all identities that are ignorant and racist and genocidal acts that are meant to destroy us as a people. We, Mexica Movement, we teach with our website, social media, with YouTubes, and with our protests. Over the years, we have protested and stopped a movie that was going to be about Zapata, starring a Spaniard, Antonio Banderas. We stopped Ron Howard from making a movie that would glorify the conquistadores. We hounded Eddie Olmos for years for promoting gang films and racist stereotypes of our people. We protested other films of Hollywood. We protested Steven Spielberg's Road to El Dorado cartoon and made it lose money. We also did the same thing with the Frida film because they refused to hire Mexicans to play Mexicans. We have been protesting the attacks on our people from white supremacists and from bandidos. In the last 2 years, we protested the canonization of Junipero Serra for almost a year. We have protested Columbus Day for the last 15 years. Last year, we protested Trump for half a year. We are only a few people in the Mexica Movement, and we have managed to have people know more of our history and to question the false labels of Hispanic and Latino. We have had 2 films canceled because of our protests. We have had 2 films lose money because of our protests. We have, in 26 years as the Mexica Movement, been doing the work that we do because it has to be done. I personally have been involved in protests since I was 18 years old in 1968. I have lived my life to learn and to teach our true history, our true Nicaraguan identity, and to learn of the Holocaust of our people, the genocide of our people of the last 500 years. And here we are today in the beginnings of the Trump regime, in what is beginning to look more and more like a dictatorship, a white supremacist dictatorship. Today I want to talk about the coming raids, the deportations, the coming terrorism in our communities, and our need to organize the way the Jews of Europe should have organized. They failed to stand up against the Nazis, and they were killed in their Holocaust. We have already been killed in one Holocaust that killed 95% of our people. Europeans killed 100 million of our people all across our continent. And that means nothing to most of our people today, because they never saw a movie on our Holocaust, never read of it in our schools. But we are at the beginning of a new Holocaust of our people, and we are not prepared, not organized, not united, not Nicaraguan educated. For now, we need to focus on survival and not to make the mistakes of the Jews in thinking that it isn't going to happen to us. It's not that bad. Besides, I was born here. The deportations are just for the undocumented. That's a horrible way to think for our people. They have already begun the deportations of our people since the 1930s, and then again in the 50s, and in the last 60 years. This has been an ongoing process. Prepare for the coming Trump Gestapo. Documented and undocumented need to prepare for the horror of the raids and deportations that are absolutely coming our way. Prepare for our people to betray us, as we saw in the large numbers of our people who voted for Trump. But let's plan a little better than the Jews did. Documented must help undocumented. Be prepared for raids and for racial profiling. Have a plan of escape and hiding in another home. Have a plan for your children in case you are deported. Have at least $200 in cash to help you survive. Those of us born here or are citizens, always carry your passport. If you don't have a passport, get one. It only takes 2 weeks to get one. Stay informed before Trump starts his raids on a large scale. The raids have already begun. When you see or know of a raid, post big cities. This is real. There is a coming horror that will affect all Nicanflaca. The better prepared you are, the better you will survive. If you think this is an exaggeration, remember that the Jews in Germany thought that Hitler was all talk. They were dead wrong. So that's... So there are horrible things coming. There are really horrible things. And for the people who think that we're exaggerating in this, you know what? I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not wrong, maybe we will not be prepared enough. All right. A lot of people that are new to the materials that we're presenting don't know really where to even grab a beginning to the knowledge. And what we're telling people is read our recommended books, which with this video will include the books that we recommend. We then ask you to go through the videos. We have a lot of videos for you. If it's difficult for you to read because you don't have a habit of reading books, listen to the videos. There's a lot of material that we have on our different websites. That should help also. So once you understand why you're not in Hispanic or Latino or Latinx or Latin or Indian or all these other labels, but for those of us who are Mexican descent, you notice how you can say anything except Mexican. And the good example of that, how anything Mexican, which is equivalent, again, using the colonized language, Mexican is equal to Indian. You know, that's why when Trump was saying, he said, all those Mexicans, the code word was all those Indians coming across the border. Like when he's saying, let's make America great again. We know what he's really saying, right? Let's make America white again. So people understand what's behind the codes. And so when they're talking about the Mexican mafia, it's not the Latino mafia, not the Hispanic, it's not the Latinx mafia, it's the Mexican mafia. Again, these are the things that are meant to degrade us, have us shame in who we are. So, knowing who you are, you need to actually put some time into at least listening to some of the videos that tell you the history. Read the documented history, not the cheating or the racist stuff that's out there that says, oh, why would you want to know about those Aztecs? You know, it was all about human sacrifices. I don't want to learn about that. That's pretty much what they've done to us. You know? Not the fact that we had more and bigger cities than the Europeans, that our civilizations are older than anything that the Europeans have, that we did invent things that the Europeans never invented. Because the Europeans did not invent the wheel, they did not invent agriculture, they did not invent writing, they did not invent paper, they did not invent a whole bunch of things that are at the core of all civilizations. The Europeans are an offshoot of the Middle East. That's where they got all of those things. They did not invent the wheel in Europe, they did not invent writing, etc. So we also need to know the truth about the Europeans. Because they not only have lied about us, but they've lied about themselves, like calling themselves white. But we accept that they're white. They are not this color. Have you ever met any European who has this color on them? See, this is kind of like a reality check, right? They're pale. They're definitely pale, but they're not white. Yeah. So that's part of it. And then the second part of the presentation has been about, us preparing for Trump. And we had a little discussion before we started videotaping this, and the importance of boycotts and protests. Protesting in front of the Trump hotels, protesting anything Trump that we can do, but do it in an organized way. And the more of us that are doing it, the better, more effective. Once Trump starts losing millions of dollars, and he's already gone bankrupt, I think 6, 7 times already. Let's see if we can make it one more time where he's totally bankrupt. And then maybe he'll give up his hobby as president of the United States, because it's obviously just a hobby for him to make more money.